This iconic view overlooking Puerto de la Cruz is always a favourite for everybody. Look at the colour of the sea there. Going down there towards San Telmo, the Paseo de San Telmo, taking you down towards the Lido. We're taking a walk today down past Calle Quintana, but first of all, just to let you know, we're stood here in Windy Corner, Punto del Viento, and this is the old convent. We visited this in the past on puertodelacruz.info. There is a video inside that building. Currently houses the local council offices. If you walk on down Calle Santo Domingo, it will eventually take you down to the port. You'll pass the Plaza de Europa, so named in recognition of the many Europeans that reside here on the island, and that was inaugurated in 1992. But this is Calle Quintana, and we're going to walk down here, take a look at some of the shops and what there is to see down here. There's a local exchange shop. That's useful for the people with the British pound. That's open every day from 10 in the morning, so you can get your money changed there. And like I say, quite a lot of shops down in Calle Quintana. Most of these open around about 10 o'clock in the morning, and depending on the time of the year, they're still open at 10 o'clock in the evening. And as we walk down here towards the Plaza del Charco, I'm going to point out some places of interest. Give you a little bit of information about them if I have some. Beautiful day in Puerto de la Cruz. This was filmed in July, so that will explain why there are lots of flags up. The July fiestas have been taking place, so the town is always nicely decorated. Quite a few religious ceremonies going on as well during the month of July. But we're going to take a walk up here to the Plaza Iglesia. It hasn't always been known as the Plaza Iglesia, previously known by the name of Plaza de la Pila. And this is the church square. I'm going to take a walk through to the gardens here. These are always beautifully maintained, these gardens. An absolute delight to visit in December in particular, when they are full of colourful poinsettias. The reds, the whites and the yellows of the poinsettias is absolutely stunning and worth a visit. Sit here on the benches and just enjoy the tranquility of the place. Great place to people watch as well. This monument here was constructed in recognition of a guy called Agustín de Betancourt y Molino, and he was born in 1758, and he was actually born in the house that is now the Hotel Monopol, which is opposite the square. This fabulous building here is the church known as the Nuestra, Señora de la Peña de Francia, constructed in 1697, Our Lady of the Rock of France. And if you can get to go inside there, it's definitely worth a visit. It's a very central point for a lot of the religious festivals and celebrations that go on in Puerto throughout the year. Lots of different altars and statues in there for you to see. Houses the Virgin del Carmen, which plays a major part in the fiestas during the course of July. I'm going to take a walk back down the way that we've just come. And I want to take a look at the Hotel Monopol, which is just there on the left-hand side. So that's the Hotel Monopol directly in front of us there. As you can see, it's in a typical Canarian style with the wooden balconies. Very old building, built in 1742. This is where we've just come from Windy Corner. You can see the little Laura Park train there in the background. And the Hotel Monopol do have some history there up on the wall for you to read. Like I said, constructed in 1742. In 1850 it was known as the House of Dance and Theatre. And it actually became known as the Hotel Monopol for the first time in the year 1905. Now, well known for its decorative steps in the entranceway there, a nice welcome for anybody staying in the hotel. The steps are often decorated. They're usually decorated with their hibiscus flowers, a local well-known plant. Let's take a little look inside. We're not actually guests of the hotel, but we're going to come in and have a little look round anyway. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. I think I don't think that would be an original old floor there, but it's a very old floor indeed, in keeping with the features of the building and the age of the building. And look at those gloriously wonderful maintained wooden balconies. This is built in the style of an old house. This is the style of an old Canarian house, and they've maintained that style. It would have been built around a centre courtyard, which is where we're actually standing now, and the various rooms would have gone off the courtyard. The courtyard would normally have been open, but I think in the Monopol they put a roof on it to close it in. But in general, in the old houses originally, those courtyards were open. So that's the square that we've just taken a look at, Plaza del Iglesia, and in the background there, a fantastic view of Teide on this beautiful clear day. It's a great photo spot location there if you want a photo of Teide. Now this is another very old hotel. This is the Hotel Marquesa, and this was originally built in 1712, and as you can see, in a similar sort of style with the wooden balconies. It was originally occupied by an Irish family. Bernard Walsh and his family originally occupied it. He became known as Bernardo Valois, and they became involved and related to another well-known family, the Colligan family, and they were the people that opened it as a hotel in 1883. So another old hotel, the two side by side there. So like I say, this is Calle Quintana, plenty of different shops for you to enjoy browsing around. We find Calle Quintana is most well known for Eric and his excursion shop. This is a local business that we strongly support, so if you're looking to book some excursions, Eric and his team are the people to go and see. Open every day from about 9:30, 10 o'clock, depending on what time of the year it is. Here you'll get the best prices, the best information, and of course if you mention puertodelacruz.info, you will of course get your free gifts as well if you book any tickets with him. It's the place we recommend that you go to for your excursions. So this is still Calle Quintana, we're still continuing down here. This will eventually lead us to the Plaza del Charco, which is the heartbeat really of the town, right in the centre of the town, where a lot of the fiestas take place. And as we make our way down here, we will eventually be able to see the Hotel Grand Tauro in the background, just up this street here on the left hand side. The Grand Hotel Tauro is currently under construction. Just right there up on top of the hill, that old majestic building overlooking the town, one of the original hotels that opened originally as a sort of like as a sanatorium. So the Dr. Víctor Pérez garden here. Now this is always a nice little place to sit and enjoy the sun, or sit in the shade actually as well. Beautiful again in the winter months when it's full of poinsettias. The flower display at the moment is looking a little bit on the dry side. It's usually decked out in beautiful petunias and lovely coloured flowers, but it looks a little bit dry at the moment. But nevertheless, still a nice spot to sit. And here we have the Ermita San Juan. Now this is one of the oldest little ermitas, one of the oldest little churches in Puerto de la Cruz. I think the other, on par I think with the one up in La Paz. That's an old little ermito up there. This one used to form part of the convent, and it is actually now joined onto the Church of San Francisco. Again, both open for you to go in and take a look round. Beautiful churches inside and worth a visit. The little ermito dates back to the early 1600s, so it's an old building. I'm going to make our way now down the rest of Calle Quintana. There's a few other mixtures of shops there for you to enjoy. This is handy to know that as you come down here into the Plaza del Charco, on the left-hand side, as we're looking at this, video, there's steps on the right-hand side. Sorry, there's steps on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side there is a slope. And I know there's a slope because I've been down it on my bike. But that's handy if you've got pushchairs or you're in a wheelchair. You know that there's easy access from Calle Quintana onto the beautiful Plaza del Charco. And as I say, the centre part of the town, the heartbeat of Puerto de la Cruz. Plenty of cafes and bars located all around this square for you to sit in and enjoy, and some shops as well. So let's just take a look as to where we've come down. We've come down Calle Quintana, we've come down from Windy Corner, and we've walked all the way down that street to the Plaza del Charco. Plaza del Charco on the left-hand side of this video. There's also there in the Plaza del Charco, for anybody that's got families, it may be useful for you to know that there's a play park there. That's open all day, it's free of charge, but it's a great place for the little ones to run around and play in. And as we move a little bit further along, if you're ever looking for a taxi, then the taxi rank is nearly always here in Plaza del Charco on the left-hand side. It sometimes moves when there's a local fiesta on and they've shut this part off and they've set a stage up for some bands and some musicians to play, but 99% of the time this is where you'll be able to get a taxi from. Now we're going to swing round here, and as we carry on along this street here, we're going to make our way into the port area. The cars are coming down Calle Santo Domingo, so if you were to walk back up Calle Santo Domingo, that would take you back up to Windy Corner, which is where we started off today in this video. And just over there in the background on the left-hand side, that big white building, that's the old customs house. You can go into the customs house, there's a museum in there, and also a shop that sells a lot of local produce. So if you're after some local wine, that type of thing, it's always worth going in there and taking a look round. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave you with a superb view. Like I say, it's been a lovely day, a great view there of the port of Puerto de la Cruz.